Plowing. I got just a little strip finished there in the center. Whoops, stay in the road there. Having a heck of a time keeping this tractor in that furrow. So the trick is keep your tire in that, but it keeps wanting to jump out. And I've had to use full drive every once in a while. Dump the differential on too, or not dump it, but turn it on. I've been out here 3 hours now. That's what I've done. All that. I don't know how many acres that is. Quite a bit. There's 30 here altogether. Sure tell my windshield's dirty, huh? So that's that. Let's lift her up here on the end. Now this plow it's called semi-mount plow. You can lift it from the back wheel and you can lift it right there at the 3-point. I have found what I'm doing going around the end here, I only have to lift the 3-point. This is gonna be tricky here. See what I got going on? Yeah. I'm not a professional plower. And I just hit my steering wheel tilt. I had to hit the clutch. It's only because I have big feet and that pedal is so close together. Okay, sit me here. I don't want to fall too deep into this furrow, but there we go. I kind of filled her in back here. All right, sorry it's rough, and it is. The wife's coming to pick me up, and I told her, I said, well, I want to make sure I get this section finished. There we go. We fell into the furrow. I said, if I'm not done by the time you get here, you can ride with me. So I'm leaving this here tonight, and I won't be back here tonight. I got things to do back at the farm, and but we'll be done here soon. And I've had my fill of it today. Like I said, I've been out here 3 hours. All right, I gotta work some controls here, and I've been going up and down with it, not just setting it at one place, because sometimes it'll pull real hard, like right there. I lifted it up just a touch and we went on. So it's doing its thing right there. Just tried to jump out of the furrow, as you see. Been fighting her all day, but the only thing I can see make that any different is smaller front tires. These tires just want to grab and jump right out of that furrow. But like I said, it's in 4-wheel drive, so it will do that pretty easy. So, all right, we're gonna get on here. The wife's gonna pick me up, and if I'm still finishing that little strip in the middle, by the time she gets here, then she's gonna ride with me, and I'll try and film that. We'll see you. Bye. Good morning, everyone. A little bit of sad news this morning, but again, not unexpected, I guess. But I lost my grandfather this morning, 103 years old, oldest person in Greene County. Oldest, take that back, oldest male. I believe there is still a female about that same age around Bowersville. So, but oldest living male in Greene County. They passed away sometime overnight. They knew last night things were getting bad, and they took him to the hospital, and he died overnight. And that's what he wanted to do. I mean, he's 103 years old. Here lately, he'd just been saying he was ready to go. So he's where he wants to be, or wanted to be, and no pain, all that. So we know, all about the afterlife and what we've heard. So that's where he's at. And so Dad seems to be doing okay. I haven't talked to him personally. I've talked to Mom. They went in this morning, but they were in there late last night and said their goodbyes and all that. Right now they went to a grandparents' day. How ironic is that? Seems like we got a busy day. We're not the ones that just sit around and grieve. We get back to work. But if Dad wants to sit around and not do much today, I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. I'm okay with that every day, actually. So if he wants to do that, that is just fine by me. I'm not his boss. He can just do that. I mean, he just lost his father, so that's that. They were debating whether or not to go to that grandparents' day that was already scheduled. I told them they needed to go. So that's where they're at. Mom said if the car is gone, we're going. It's gone. They're gone. So get out here and dump this load of manure and get on with our day. Let's dump our wagon. Hopefully nothing breaks. The cylinder and all that has broke before. if you overload it. Dumping a steamer. Uh-oh. That all wouldn't come out. Probably should not have left it in there overnight. Great. Now some more is coming out. There we go. Stuck in there a little bit. Hot stuff. Reminds me of my dump truck days. Stuff gets stuck in the bin. It's coming. Back down nice and easy. Yeah, that's a hot mess back here. Well, unhook our hydraulics, put our little gate in the back, and pull this over to the side. Well, it's a little warm. Too bad we can't heat our houses with that. Yeah, we probably could. Yeah, I'd just like to keep it pushed up in a pile, so there it is. If we want to get the next load in here, which will probably be later today, and dump it up against it. And need to get something spread. Need to find out where I'm going to be putting some piles at, and they're not piles, but I don't know. I can't think. It's a crazy day. Just where I'm going to be fertilizing at and all that, so I need to maybe get some cow manure mixed in with it too, which those piles are over there. So how y'all doing over there? We did have a new baby 2 days ago. I guess I didn't say anything about that. That would be Big Black. Her last one got trampled right over there when they were all eating. This time she seems to be more careful with it. So first 2 days I fed them up closer to the other barn where there's more room. Ground's not as soft, because actually where they're standing and where Buster's laying on that, it's probably nice and warm. That is about a foot deep that I need to clean out of there. So just manure and hay that they have wasted. That needs to come out of there, and that's going to happen soon. I'll have to take down that gate right where Red is standing and get in there and get it with my grapple, so which works really good for doing that. So that's going to happen soon. All right, on to our next adventure. So we have been catching coons. This is the 6th one in like oh shoot, the last 2 weeks in this live trap. He's kind of resting right now. I'm real careful about how I pick these up because they get a little upset. Let's try it with the handle. Buddy, you just be nice. We're gonna set you in the back of the truck. That's not working out real good. I get to do something different here. Yeah, I see you've messed in there, haven't you? Hey buddy, you're gonna get relocated. Yes, you're gonna get relocated. So what we do, we just take them somewhere not around any houses or anything like that, just residence or whatever. Oh, you're a heavy one too. And let them live another day just somewhere else away from our farm. And the best way we have been catching them is cat food. Believe it or not, cat food. So, nice little mess there. Thanks, buddy. I've got the fuel tank in the back of the truck, so not much room. We'll drop you off there somewhere. You're not real feisty. Boy, the others, they would have a fit. Now this is pretty cool. they're gonna come around with their horses here in just a minute. This is Willie's old place, and yeah, we used to make hay. Well, right out there was part of the pasture, and at the back of it back here was where we made hay. But this belongs to a new customer of mine, and he has race horses. There's 21 horses here altogether, I believe. So yeah, quite a bit going on, and I try not to mess them up here as they come around. But put down the dirty window, and there goes one. There goes two. That is pretty cool. Oh, and I did not film the disking. I will in the spring. Hey, hush. Okay, anyway. Just because it's rough. I mean, I was, you know, moving around and all that, and I didn't want Dad doing it either. He'd been hurting. So I did it, and to hold the camera still, or to even have the camera in there, and it was going to be just too much. So it's rough going across a plowed field like that. But like I said, that dirt, if it all break up like that in the spring, it'd be some nice soil to plant in. So that's that. We'll see ya. Afternoon, everyone. We are spreading poo. This is cattle manure I'm putting on the 10-acre field that we rent. It's down the road from me. This is about 50-50 alfalfa with orchard grass. So anything alfalfa, I always put cow manure on. It just works better. It's higher in nitrogen, which is what alfalfa needs. Every time you take a crop off, the cutting off, you are taking off. We got a rough spot here. You're taking off those nutrients, and it's always good to put them back on. I'm too cheap to buy the granular, so I put our own on. And our belt just came off as I was talking to you. I better put that back on. All right, quick, easy fix. Spring came off that belt tensioner for the thing up front. See the spring jumping up and down? It jumped off. Quick, easy fix. Thought it was something serious. Could have been. It's not. The spreader is old. Man, it has spread a lot of, yeah, you know. So, yeah, like I said, anything with alfalfa in it gets the cattle manure. So, high nitrogen, good stuff. This pile's been sitting for well over a year, and it's in the cattle pasture. I have the cattle penned up in my backyard right now. Well, behind my house anyway. And pigs aren't too happy. They've been using that space, but they'll be all right. That's that. I wanted there's a chunk of wood almost throughout. Last load, we had a big chunk, a big rock, concrete, whatever it was. How that got in that pile, I have no idea. But anyway, putting this on, we're about 3/4 of the way done with this field. I haven't even been counting the loads. It doesn't matter. Probably 6 anyway. Getting rid of that pile back here, and we have plenty more. So horse manure will go on grass hay fields. Cattle manure will go on alfalfa fields. Just the way it is. It's the way I've always done it, and it seems to work out good for us. I'm going to turn here because I don't want to go over that rough spot that's what threw my spring off. One load is about 2 rounds around the field here. And it's working out good. I'm only putting 5 scoops in because that stuff is heavy. Unlike horse manure, I will load it until it runs off the sides. So that's what we're doing. It's all working good, and getting things covered here. I will, probably not today, but next few days. I think tomorrow I'm going to devote my time to do some work at home and then watch football. And then only working to about 4 today. We're going to do a trunk or treat, taking the mule. We're going to drive it over to the lake, run around over there with the grandkids. And so at some point though, I will take the rotary hoe / aerator over this. I'm interested to see how it does since we made it shorter. And I think it's going to work better for us. Hopefully anyway, that's the plan. We'll see. All right, check back with you in a little bit. Those activists that worry about a cattle fart, where they at? I got something for them today. Put it right on their doorstep.